I'm tired already.
Oh.
Hello. Right then, this should be interesting.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Can we do 12 hours, Cal? What do you reckon?
I reckon it's the middle of the night for me.
I know. I know you couldn't see Callum then because he isn't in the shot for a minute. I tell you what.
I'm up in the corner.
Oh, you're up in the corner.
Yeah.
But he was rubbing his eyes. And we've literally been going 5 minutes, but I've already yawned as well. I can't believe I've watched 1,000 videos. I can't believe I've made 1,000 videos. I've actually made more because there's about 15 videos on my channel from when I was still trying to kind of figure out what to do on YouTube. One of them's a vlog from when we went to Great Ormond Street with Jordan for appointment.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I remember obviously because the point was when you first remade when you first made this channel was you were just gonna vlog.
Yeah. And then I did the flat earth video. No, I didn't do the flat earth video. What did I do? It was a commentary video.
You done a couple. I remember you talking about Ben Phillips. You had done like a Ben Phillips video.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I can't remember them now, but they must be on the back end of the channel.
Yeah, I'm going to pull them up. I'm not going to show anyone because it'd be embarrassing. And there's probably information in there that I wouldn't want people to see.
That's the thing is there will be a lot of telling information.
It was before I knew just how terrible a place YouTube could be. Right, what do we got? So the first video, they are private now, aren't they? So even if people, our trip to Great Ormond Street Hospital, then a very Welsh vlog, then what's it like being self-employed, then editing is everything, then another new customer, it's not fun in the unit, then Jordan playing when he was the captain of the rugby team, then back to school, then a video of me just complaining, then a video life before the internet, then how to vlog, let's talk about weather, airport trip and Elon Musk, rugby day,
I did not know.
Don't judge me. Casey Neistat versus Mars Bar Vlogs. Remember that's that guy who literally just copies everything Casey Neistat does. He's even got the painted, the scruffed up and painted Ray-Bans and the
boosted board. I remember that guy's videos. It was literally his edits, his cuts, everything. It was like a copy and paste of.
There we are. This is the first commentary video I did, Carl. The Mind of Jake Paul.
Is it actually?
Well, it's not exactly a riveting title. The Mind of Jake Paul, Shane Dawson.
The Mind of Jake Paul was that. Remember when Shane Dawson did a couple of like documentary?
Yeah.
And I believe it was that documentary that introduced the internet to the word sociopath.
So all these videos I was just talking about were from August, September, and October.
Yeah.
In 2018. Then I did another one, Is Facebook Spying on Us? Then Benidorm trip, travel vlog. And that was on the 23rd of October. Which explains the gap from the 11th. I was on holiday. And then on the 24th of October, 2018, I published the first ever video. And I know I changed this title after I got going. Flat Hard Friday, Is the Earth Flat? And that was the one.
Yeah. That was the one that started it all.
Where is Plan a Walk from? Do you know?
I know where Plan a Walk's from. You're from New Zealand.
Oh, I wanted to do the New Zealand test. You spoiled it now.
No, I already do know. Yeah.
Whenever I speak to Plan a Walk, just to verify that they are in fact from New Zealand, I get them to say the word deck. It's a dead giveaway.
I don't get how saying the word dick is a giveaway.
Oh, you went all posh and said it properly then. Oh, that was a low blow, spoiling my fun. I'm old, man. I haven't got as much time to laugh as you have. Oh, dear me.
Well,
anyway.
you see, I remember like years back working out, okay, how do I say it and how do other people say it?
Yeah.
And I eventually worked out, okay, here's how I say it to other people. I make it give it a slight A sound.
Do you know the funny thing is, I know there's things that I say weird. So if I was describing something that belonged to you, I may say that it's YOU''RE. So
Can't spell.
YOU''RE. No, that's you. YOURS.
Yeah.
It's really early in the morning. So I might say that that's YOURS. So say that word.
Yours?
See, I say yars. Yars.
I don't get
those
that.
headphones are yars.
But then I would also, another way we say it weirdly, and I know you also do this, is yours.
Yours, yeah. See, that's the thing, and that's where I was going next, because we've got two pronunciations, and it seems to depend where I'm using it.
Yeah.
And how I choose to say it. So anyway, strange. You've been about since very early on in my YouTube.
Yeah.
Is it a journey, a career?
I'm not sure how to describe it. But
Do you hate being asked what you do for a living?
Yes.
Is it the same very uncomfortable reason as it is for me? It's so difficult to explain what we do.
No, I just don't like. Okay, so if I say that I'm a YouTuber, that carries with it, you know, like there are a lot of people that will call themselves a YouTuber. And so people, when I say that I'm a YouTuber, people think, oh yeah, you're unemployed and you make, you've got like a channel that has like maybe 100 subscribers at the most. And like people are genuinely surprised when they find out that I've got 40,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
But I can tell what everyone is thinking when I say YouTuber, so I just don't say YouTuber anymore. I just say, oh yeah, I work in media.
But would you do you find though that, let's say for argument's sake, I don't know, you're out somewhere having a drink and somebody was your age, actually. Damn. I am really so old. But would you be more so if somebody, say in Callum's age category, asks me what I do for a living, then I will say, oh, I'm a full-time YouTuber. And they go, oh, cool, what you do, you know. But if somebody my kind of age group asks, I just lie and say I'm in video production, and then they usually don't care, so they don't ask. I just think, you know, but that being said, though, my mother's 80 and she watches Butler's Empire live streaming every Sunday. She's in the chat and she's buying their merch and all this kind of thing. And my mother's 80, so I don't know how she kind of would qualify to be, you know, to have me say I'm a YouTuber. But I think it's age thing as well. Young people, I'll say I'm a YouTuber. Anybody 40 plus, I just say I'm in video creation, or
there's definitely an age
like
split. There's definitely like a generational split somewhere where people kind of understand what you mean when you answer that question.
Yeah. But it's the same for you then. It Nicky you go by now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Just
so
I can't stand all this mate, pal, mush, but all that nonsense. Right, anyway, sorry, Nicky, carry on. Because
like I also don't want to, like, I don't know, like people do treat you different if they see you as being famous as well. Like, I don't really consider myself to be famous.
No.
But like, there are a lot of people that will be like, "Oh, well, you're famous," and so I essentially, what I do is I'll just introduce myself to people as I do. If they ask what I do, I'll say, I work in media. That can encompass a range of things.
It's kind of a get out of jail card, isn't it? To avoid having to explain to an old giffer that, you know, being a YouTuber is an actual job now.
It's not even explaining, because like there will be people that will be like if they, you know, they'll search up your channel. Like if I say that I'm a YouTuber, the first question that always gets asked is, what is your channel, right? And they'll search it up, you know, they'll go through the really surprised that I actually have that many subscribers, and then like I feel like the interactions with that person is different.
This is for both of you, right? Do you find, as a result of doing what we all do, that it's made you less tolerant of certain situations in real life? Like whenever I'm in London and I'm on Oxford Street, there's 9 times out of 10 there's a guy with a microphone and a little speaker screaming God's awesome, and if you're an atheist, I hope you stand on a plug, all that kind of nonsense. And I find it so difficult not to challenge them, like face to face. Like when I was in America, we went into a store in the mall somewhere in New Jersey. I forget which one it was. Ocean County Mall. Not that that means anything to anybody who isn't in New Jersey. But we went into a store and we were talking to this guy, and the question came up, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm over here on vacation. A friend of mine who I know through YouTube. Oh, yeah, I do YouTube. What do you do? I debunk flat. Oh, I think the earth is flat. And straight away, I didn't even think. I said, that's strange. You didn't look like a moron when you asked me to come into the store. And I just can't contain myself. I find it so, and the more I understand of the kind of the physics, if you like, that explains why flat earthers are wrong, the more frustrated I find myself getting. I'm having to act a lot less angry now when I make a video. It just sort of is there by default.
Yeah, it just happens. I'm the same with people who think they know a lot on a subject, and then they tell you all these facts, and it's plain straightforward. I know those facts are wrong. And also, my wife just has to just rein me in. Like, no, don't say anything. I can see that look on your face.
Yeah. And I know my wife notices it as well now, because I can feel her kind of her, like, I don't know, we're in Cardiff doing a bit of shopping, whatever, and we're walking, skipping along, holding hands, quite happy, and and I can feel her tightening her grip, and that grip is saying, if you open your mouth now, you're dead meat. Shut up. My tolerance for morons has just completely evaporated.
Unfortunately for me, like, there have been times when I've seen someone out in public and I've been like, I just want to go up to this person and, like, you know, convince them that they're wrong. But I just don't feel like I've had the time whenever I've been there. The closest thing that's happened in maybe recent time has actually been when I overheard someone talking about how nuclear power is bad and dangerous, and so I piped up and said, actually, it's not that bad. It's actually one of the safest forms of energy.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? But isn't it also true that it's one of the most, it's environmentally, it's about the best, but in terms of the level of danger involved in producing it, it's the most dangerous. Am I right there, either of you?
Yeah, so if you look at what you need, so the Earth gives us uranium, for example. Namibia here, one of our countries next door, has a massive uranium mine. So we have, there's a lot of export in uranium.
Right.
Now the byproducts and the nuclear waste most people think is what's dangerous to the environment. But there are actually nuclear power plants in like France and places like that that use nuclear waste to power their power plants. It's less effective, but it is using the byproducts effectively.
Right.
And then, of course, the radiation part is needs to be shielding upon shielding. And if you work anywhere close to radiation, the chance of you having cancer later in your life is very, very high.
Yeah.
So it's something that you have to deal with in the end. And so it is the danger part regarding personal health versus the safe part with the environmental safety.
Yeah, but that is right though, isn't it? It's the best for the environment overall, but the most you've only got to look at Chernobyl to see how dangerous it is when something goes wrong. That town is uninhabitable. It may as well be forever because
from what I've heard, like I don't know if any of you have heard of Kyle Hill. He makes videos about.
Yeah, I stopped watching him. He's far too smart and way too good looking. He's basically from the one with the hammer, Thor. You know, Chris
he does.
Hemsworth. That's basically who Planetwalk's talking about, but the YouTube version. He's sickeningly good looking, and I hate him for it. Anyway, sorry, Nicky, carry on.
But like he's made like a lot of videos talking about how like you can go to the Chernobyl exclusion zone, and there are people that work there, and it's not as dangerous as you might think. From what I've heard, the estimate for deaths by nuclear power is actually incredibly low. Like, of course, there have been some deaths, but when you think about if you think about all forms of power and like how there are different ways that they have killed people, like nuclear power is one of the safest. It's just when it goes wrong, you have to be careful not to have anything terrible happen. But usually things are quite safe because of the fact that we know that it can go terribly wrong.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've heard. I don't know if Heinrich.
Do you know, I was what you were talking, but I was staring straight at Heinrich's face, waiting for him to smile, nod.
Yeah. I remember in my, I think it was first or second year studies, we had to do like a research assignment on nuclear accidents. And you're right. So in terms of straightforward day-to-day safety, nothing goes really wrong. Same goes with in hospitals. If you go for an X-ray, the people doing the X-rays. If you go for an MRIs are fine. If you go for like gamma camera scanning, SPECT, CT, all those, the day-to-day dangers aren't really dangerous. It's the long term for the people who work there 50 years later that can be dangerous.
Yeah.
And then in the moment when something goes wrong, it goes very wrong.
Like the Andrew Tate thing in there, all this toxic masculinity, and was it Jordan said the other day, somebody he was speaking to, they were like a big, Andrew Tate, he's awesome, and whenever I hear like a 15, 16-year-old boy say something like, I think, try it on my wife and see how well you come out the other side of it. It just won't work.
The thing with like the red pill content is it is the targets are 14, 15-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Being that I was once a 14, 15-year-old boy, I am forever grateful douchebags like Andrew Tate and that weren't around, because I'm not denying that I could have been enticed by that kind of stuff at that age. You're very like edgy, you know, just, and it does it. And then someone saying no kind of makes you double down then, especially if you're trying to be that edgy teenager.
Yeah.
So they've infiltrated them at like a very impressionable age. And then now you've got these early 20s, like massive misogynists, and you're like, what year do you think it is?
Yeah.
It's because they've been caught at 14, 15.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for some people, they never do, or it takes them a while to like undo all that damage.
Yeah. And I think a lot of schools and education systems have started trying to tackle that by teaching,
Yeah.
the classes that is out there, and, the problems with it. It's,
The problem then is you got that you've got that red pill side, they've got the blanket. Oh, well, that's just the woke school system. Like, they just use that then, and there's always like the shitty comeback. But it is, education is for all of those things. If you can get people thinking straight at a young age, they're slightly less susceptible to fall down those rabbit holes.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean, it's the same with anything. I think, like scams, stuff like that, because this sort of ties in with the earlier overall theme, because the internet and the way we access it just erupted so quickly.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the systems in place, like socially, culturally, legally, to cope with, how fast. I mean, God, it's taken so long for there to be actual laws around and ways for the police to deal with things like online harassment, because it all suddenly happened, and now kids have access to all this, and just there's no system in place currently to deal with it.
Because
and,
to all
and
intents and
trying to catch up.
purposes, do you think it would be fair to say that until fairly recent years, the internet was basically the Wild West? It was completely lawless. People felt a certain amount of protection because they could hide behind a circle with the letter E in it, for example.
Yeah, and it's kind of unprecedented, right? Because what is the previous equivalent? The anonymous letters. There was no way to reach so many people and I think that's why there's things like horrid comments on YouTube.
Yeah,
because there's this sense of unreality because you're distanced from it.
Yeah.
And anonymity. So you can kind of theoretically do and say whatever you want in a way that is probably quite freeing.
Yeah. Even somebody like myself, if I was face to face with Kent Hovind, would I be as confident to say the things to his face?
Yes, I think you'd lose your rag with someone like that. He's a bad example.
But he's a specific example.
Okay.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
However, he lives in Alabama.
Okay, yeah, he's probably armed.
He can't shoot me via YouTube. Face to face.
He could at least pull a gun out.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the point I was trying to make is that the internet makes us feel shielded from reality to a certain degree because we don't feel that the real world consequences of having an argument with somebody are very different when you do it online to what it would be if you were doing it face to face for various reasons, whether it's what I just said about Kent or whether it's, Dell beyond, the guy in a shed. He strikes me as a complete lunatic. And the type of lunatic who would show you how much of a lunatic he is.
With the internet. Sorry, Emma, go on.
I was just going to say, I think as well, when you look at people who are like the sort of Reform UK types, you find it's quite common that you find the people that are like anti-immigrant will like shout racist abuse at Sadiq Khan on Facebook, tell him to go home, even though his home is, born and bred in London. And like those people in real life, usually quite friendly with their local immigrant neighbors. Because there's like a social contract, and it's that plus just the humanity of being face to face with a person. And because we have this kind of, I don't know, maybe this isn't that true, but because I feel that we have this kind of community instinct, you try to have positive interactions and you find things in common and you can become friends with people. The internet, I feel like, because of that sort of shield, it kind of removes all that.
And it is only in like the last 10 years, I would say, that people really started to
getting in trouble for the things they say on the internet.
So you say about the Wild West. when I was younger, YouTube, I watched someone have their head chopped off on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that was just, and
Yeah.
I was what, 13, 14 maybe? And then it seemed like 2015, I'm going to call the shift, where suddenly then it was people started digging up and going, remember when you said this slur on Twitter 7 years ago?
Because let's be honest, everyone we make videos about is making ridiculous claims.
Yeah.
Where are those ridiculous claims with respect to that? So the things CC says, are people right? And he is genuinely mentally unwell, and that's why he behaves the way he does? Or, and I think this is far more likely, and I say it in tonight's 1000th video. Did I mention I've made 1,000 videos? CC is the best satirical channel on YouTube, and none of us are seeing it. He's not a flat earther at all. He's just baiting people like me.
Maybe. In regards to the mental health thing, that's kind of one of the only ones I've done it to, but she had it. You could see the mental decline where she started firing staff because ghosts had told her to. Then she was getting done for DUIs, and then she was saying they were hitmen. It was a clear decline where she was picturing people were coming to finish her off and hitmen and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she was actually posting footage saying that this hitman was a famous ghost hunter. Look, it's him. And we're like, right, we've known this guy's been bald for 30 years and he's a big lump of a guy. And there's this skinny guy with hair that's just looking at this world famous house that at the time was blowing up because of the Conjuring movies. And yeah, she was in a different position to most.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, I deal with people that believe in ghosts and think that they can pick up their phone, and words coming out of a phone is a spirit communication. So are we all mentally ill?
Yeah.
I think it's a balance, right? And this, it's always got to be, what I've figured with YouTube is that it's got to be just my personal line, whatever my personal moral sort of boundaries in whatever sense, because there will always be arguments to do it a different way. I think for me, it's less like if I think that they might be unwell, or if something like, for example, a while ago I talked about a woman who is definitely quite unwell, huge Trump head, believes she has prophetic visions about Trump and all this sort of stuff, and there was some sad stuff around it, and so I talked about it because there's genuine harm that she's doing to a community that I still think is important to talk about. But I was trying to be careful and compassionate in how I talked about her. Yeah. And I think that's a way to do that. I kind of like, I want to punch up such that if there is a person involved that is struggling, or you don't want the attention to be on them and their problems, you don't want to ridicule them, you can still talk about their content and the issue without being hurtful to them. Yeah. But in a similar way, I did have a thing where I made a video about somebody, and it was like a premiere. Somebody had just done some big racist thing or whatever, and then somebody saw my premiere and told me, "Oh, they've been really badly harassed because of community people talking about them." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna publish the video then." Yeah, and that's kind of there's not a hard and fast line for me. I think you just have to kind of work it out.
Because the other side of the coin, and I'll stay on CC. If he is genuine and he is that disturbed, what I mean by that is, thinks everybody's out to get him. We've all heard them speak. How miserable must his life be? What must it be like to live constantly believing that the mysterious they and them are spying on you or listening to you through your devices? Or do you know what I mean? It can't be a very
but he keeps doing it.
Happy existence.
They're spying through his devices, but he keeps doing it, and he keeps uploading, and he keeps making videos. So
yeah, that's the thing. Again, we can stay on CC because he says it more than most. NASA have done nothing for us. CC records all his videos on a smartphone. The only reason smartphones have cameras in them is because NASA needed a tiny camera, so they invented one. And then that technology was later adopted by smartphone manufacturers, and now we all have really good quality video cameras on us 24/7. And he can't see the irony in saying NASA, that NASA has done nothing for us while speaking into something that only exists because of NASA.
Yeah, I mean, you get that a lot with like
agencies.
A lot of flat Earth folks use technology that they should theoretically be claiming can't exist in a way that confuses me.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Callum. Egg as well.
An egg.
Yeah.
There was one once that really freaked me out years ago. I worked with her in Tesco. She was just a checkout woman and I was on security. She just sits by me in the canteen and just does this reading on me. And at the time, I didn't know any different. I was just sat there like, how? How has she got all of that? But everyone knew that I was the guy that would go ghost hunting on the weekend. So maybe one of her kids had said something to her because they all worked there. But she got so much right. And then even trying to work out how she could have backwards engineered my history, I couldn't do it. But weird, because I was security, so nobody in the store really bothered with me. So nobody knew who I was or what I did. She freaked me out, and she's still doing sort of like the clubs and stuff where people pay. And I'm tempted, because I don't look anything like I did when I was 20. So I'm tempted to go in and see if I can get a reading. But the issue I got now is it would, but the issue I've got is I'm kind of well known in the paranormal community. Like, the certain venues won't have me there. And
you have that issue with flat Earth. I've been saying for years we need to infiltrate a flat Earth convention, and he's like, I won't make it through the door.
It's not as if I'm inconspicuous, is it? You know, if I had been like a faceless channel, I'd 100%. But the second anybody who thinks the Earth is flat sees me, they're gonna know who I am, and I'm not gonna get, because I remember there's footage somewhere of Team Skeptic when he was still doing flat Earth debunking. He went to a flat Earth convention. I think it was in Texas, where he's from, and he couldn't get past security. D-Marble saw him straight away and went, "There's a mean man trying to get in, throw him out," and he got kicked out straight away. He had literally, all he said was hello, and they just booted him out there. Are you on TikTok, Beardo?
Oh, I deleted it.
Did I?
Yeah, the brain rot on that thing.
Yeah.
I only wanted to watch funny Rottweilers. And then there's just the things that are being put out as fact on TikTok are either flat out stupid or flat out dangerous. And then you scroll for a bit because there's nothing of interest, and then you look up and you're like, holy shit, that was 2 hours of my life gone and I've watched nothing.
Yeah.
I just got rid of it.
Yeah. I tell you what, while we're on the topic of TikTok, and this is based on the assumption that Sirsik is ready to be put on screen. I hope he's not naked.
Yeah.
Sick, are you there?
I'm here.
You love TikTok, don't you?
It's my favorite thing. I'm on it all the time.
Yeah, it's where people have been stealing Sirsik's content and putting it on TikTok.
That's a while ago. That's kind of a deep cut at this point.
Is that solved now?
Yeah, my only presence on TikTok is someone who stole my stuff. Other than that, don't use it. Even the stuff that gets on my channel has come from YouTube. It's just that the TikTok logo is stuck on it.
See, I'm completely addicted to TikTok. I'm a nightmare for it. I'm never off it.
Just don't get the appeal.
When I went to TikTok, there was a guy in Manchester that was doing a similar thing to the guy I was on about earlier, convincing people his house was haunted and stuff. And I busted him with masking techniques and whatever in videos. So I proved it just by raising the contrast. And then you could see this square cut out of a video where he had an air blower blowing a football up in the air. And I'm like, there you go. You can see the blower in the reflection of the mirror because he hasn't masked it properly. This is the mistake he's made and how he's done it. And there's thousands of people shouting at me, you've made that up. Like, well, I haven't, have I? I've just shown you with his video. And then no matter who...
that I've noticed with people, you can debunk someone to their face, or, you know, like with cold readers, like people will go to a live show and the cold reader will fuck it up over and over and over again, but get it right once. And then everyone's
that's what they remember.
amazing. And like the disconnect, I think it's a want to believe rather than a true
that's why I call them grief leeches. It's all about grief and loss, and that's why I hate it.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were saying earlier about Darren Brown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The guy wanted to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
Even if it's a lie, it's a comforting lie. It's a lot of this stuff. I mean, even your flat earthers, like a lot of that comes from a sense of control. So if someone's in control and like making it so, oh, the earth only appears flat, that's better than the reality of we live in a big uncaring universe flying around on a fleck of dirt. That's terrifying to some people. So they'd rather believe something completely ludicrous if it makes them more comfortable.
Yeah. So it's kind of self-soothing to them then, isn't it? You know, claim the earth is flat and I can feel a little bit better about being, you know, what some people would perceive as being insignificant.
Yeah. Whereas my perspective on a lot of this stuff, people say, oh, you know, when you find out that our sun is like tiny compared to one of the other close stars, it's like hundreds, thousands, just ridiculously so much bigger. It's like, doesn't that make you feel really small? And I go, well, no, because I can look at that. I can hold a computer in my hand that is a screen, and I can zoom out on the universe.
Yeah,
that makes me feel massive in a sense. Like I can hold the universe in my hand. I can conceive of it in my brain. And that doesn't make me feel small. It makes me feel awesome.
Do you think that really might be part of the problem with some flat earthers or sick because they seem incapable of having that sort of perception of the universe? So they don't understand, they can't kind of wrap their mind around something on a scale, you know, like the universe. So it's easier for them and, like you say, more comforting for them to say, oh yeah, it's fake, it's not real.
I mean, that's probably the other side of it, is just people with very small minds.
Yeah, yeah.
This is much easier. Like when you talk about the scale of a planet, like the Earth is so big, even though it's tiny in the scope of the universe.
Yeah.
Like when you try to explain to someone just how much bigger the planet is than you are, it's actually absurd. Like you probably don't have anything in your house that you could scale properly from one to the other to really show someone in a practical sense. And like my favorite one is like with the moon and how far the moon is away from us. Because you think of it as like, oh, it's just kind of in the sky, but it's like freaking ages away.
Yeah.
Like I tried to represent it on a 1080p video frame, and then I realized that was futile because this, even if you have a tiny Earth, you have like a pixel of moon to represent it, and it doesn't work because it's so big.
Yeah.
So
but all these things come down to that saying, don't they? I don't understand it, therefore it's fake.
Yeah, argument from incredulity is absolutely just an absolute banger.
Yeah, you know, and there's lots of things I don't understand, but I don't think those things are fake just because I can't understand them, because I know there are people who can, and they can hopefully explain it in a way that a layperson can understand.
Yeah,
the information's all there, isn't it?
When you don't understand something, you don't just go, well, if I don't understand it, immediately and intuitively, then I'm not even going to try and find anything true.
Yeah.
And also the weird distrust of like mainstream science that's been pushed by freaking morons and grifters, and it all kind of wraps in together. It's
hello, mate. How you doing?
Pal?
Not bad. Yourself?
You and Sick know each other, don't you?
Aye, congratulations on 1,000 videos.
I know.
That's a lot of YouTube nonsense.
it's one of those figures it's one of those things I never thought I'd see, because 1,000 videos, you know, when you think of how many hours I've put into each video, it's
I understand.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, I've done 1,600 debates now, and like that
How
number
many?
blows my mind. 1,600. When I think about the amount of idiots I've spoken to, I think, oh God, what have I done to myself? Hello, Sir Sick. Lovely to speak to you as well.
Yeah, how you doing?
Not bad.
One of my personal metrics is how much human life have I wasted?
Yeah,
I like to go through and make the hours, so your watch hours in total, and then I like to turn those into days and years.
No, I would do that, but I'd probably be scared and be like, what have I done to myself? Especially when you consider I've done like streams that are 72 hours long and stuff, and it's like, no,
why? What you've done to yourself. It's about what you've inflicted on the world.
I try not to think about that. The amount of stupid that I've made people watch, I might feel a little guilty. Which is why I always encourage people to have facepalm protection when they're watching anything I produce, because the amount of times that you're going to be doing this, you need to protect your face. My lawyer can't deal with any more lawsuits. Say again?
The hat is for that as well, because when you did that, you just smacked yourself in the hat.
Anyway, Craig, when's the rest of you joining us? Where's the rest? The Fight the Flat Earth gone?
Yeah, I lost half my body weight though.
Yeah, I know. Flipping heck. Hold you up to the light to be able to x-ray you.
I have to run around in the shower to get wet these days. Hey, I feel better. I guess this clone is just a much more advanced model. I'm not sure.
Yeah. The real version's on charge in the corner.
It's crazy when I watch some of my old videos, like from 5 years ago, and I'm like, Jesus, who's that old fatty?
Yeah, it's nuts. And I had a look at some of my really old videos the other day, and I haven't changed much at all, really, but it was weird seeing myself in 2018 trying to fumble my way through a flat earth debunk, saying things that I didn't really understand then, but now it's just it's not really hard to debunk the flat earth these days. You just have to go horizon, done. Yeah, exactly.
What blows my mind is, especially if you focus on flat earthers, is how little their videos have changed.
Exactly.
You take CC, for instance, literally hasn't changed at all in years.
Yeah.
Even with an avatar that's the same and a background that's the same, my videos are more dynamic, they're more animated, my audio quality is significantly better, like everything about it. Like, especially, I'm not at my desk at the moment, so I'm using a lapel mic. I do not know how I've sounded in this stream at all.
You sound wonderful to me.
But even this, they wouldn't even do this, a cheap lapel mic, to make themselves not sound like garbage.
Yeah.
No, I think they only have potato cameras.
Or a P1000 or whatever the fuck it's called.
P900, P1000.
They're convinced that's the pinnacle of technology. And have you heard the fact that they think NASA stopped them selling it?
Didn't they just change that?
Did they really?
Yeah. Well, NASA signed a deal with them for them to provide cameras for satellites and stuff. And flat earthers took that as, the P1000 isn't on sale anymore, so NASA stopped them selling the P1000 because us flat earthers were using it to prove the Earth's flat. And that's like one of the. I have to explain to them that, the P1000 is now being replaced by better models. Not that it was a great camera in the first place.
I was going to say it was never that good anyway, was it?
It's not good. It's just got. It's like, when you get these cameras that have 1 billion megapixels, and then you take a photo with it and it looks like shit. And you're like, but it has all the pixels. It's like the quality of the image is based on the sensor and the lens. The P1900 or whatever has a very impressive number on it, and it looks very impressive, and it is fucking worthless.
I mean, what it does have is great zoom. It is one of the best manual zooms in the business, but everything else about it, the sensor, the processing within the camera, it's pretty crap.
It makes interesting artifacts as well, which they then go, that proves that I'm right somehow.
Oh God, artifacts.
One of them, they were zooming in on stars, and if you zoom really far in on a star with it, it has this very odd looking sort of ethereal bubble.
Yeah, especially when you don't focus it.
Yeah. And they're like, that proves that it's some bullshit I've just made up. Like, for fuck's sake.
So there's a new artifact argument going around. I debated Brother Sanchez on Friday. I don't know why I do that to myself, but he showed me a video from the moon landing, which had obviously been recorded off of a TV or something. And in the video, you see them by the flagpole, and then there's another line to the side. And Brother Sanchez was like, well, that's a second flagpole. And look, he's walking in front of it, and it doesn't disappear. But it was just like a lens flare. And they take these tiny little inconsistencies without understanding anything about it. Ha ha ha! There you go. And it's like, well, do you understand the compromises that NASA had to make on the cameras for it to be able to, do what it was doing and transmit and stuff? Like,
not to mention that you're recording it off of a fucking screen, you numpty.
How many videos have you both made? Have you both passed 1,000?
Oh God, no.
No,
Hang on.
I can't believe I have, to be honest, either. It's sort of crept up on me, but I will confess.
I will tell you.
Go on.
I'm just looking now. I don't actually.
I've done 560, so barely half what you've managed.
Right. I did have to delete the video the other day, though, to make sure that tonight's was the 1,000th. I miscounted.
Did you actually?
Yeah. So I went back and deleted a really old video so that I put it on private. I did.
That's funny.
To make sure that this is the 1,000th video.
I thought we figured it out, though. We looked on the cat.
Yeah, we did, but
we miscalculated it 3 times.
I uploaded a trailer, didn't I, for this live stream, which pushed it. This would have been the 1,001.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've just looked. I'm on 1,800.
Ah, right. I'm not surprised you're ahead of me, especially because you did all day for me and you just stayed every day for me. Sorry, and you just continued with the daily uploads.
I'm going to try and do a year of it.
Are you?
I'm going to try and get to a year now because it's been going that long, and then I'm going to.
Yeah, Rusty.
Well, Tim Tech was demanding the Rusty cam, so I thought I'd put it on.
Yeah.
Is Rusty a well-behaved spaniel, Dave, or is she, or he, sorry?
I was going to say, she's a he,
Right, she's a he.
Oh, yeah, he's not a dog, really. He's just a baby with a tail.
Because both my grandparents had spaniels. One of them was a Welsh Springer and the other one was an English Springer. And I'm guessing Rusty is an English Springer.
Yeah, I think he is, yeah.
English Springer, good as gold. Proper lovely dog. The Welsh Springer, my other grandparents, raging psychopath. It was broken. It was like somebody turned it on and broke the switch off so you couldn't ever stop her.
Oh, no, he's a complete idiot as well.
How old is he, Dave?
He's 13.
Wow,
12 or 13.
Okay. I've got a 4-year-old golden retriever and he's an absolute pain in the ass.
Oh, have you got you've got a gigantic cat as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a Maine Coon cat, yeah.
Yeah, practically a lot. How big are they? Like,
they're pretty big. They do range from like quite big to massive. And I think it all stems from how soon you're new to them.
Right, because they're more dog size than cat size, aren't they?
Yeah, he's 10.5 kilograms, which is quite big for a cat.
Yeah.
I have a question about those cats, and I guess this is a live stream of smart people and Creaky, so how is that cat not absolutely lethal? Because it's big. No, but is it like having a bobcat? Like that could rip you to shreds.
If he wanted to, he could draw blood and hurt you. I mean, one time I was doing some work and I just heard the dog whining and I turned around and there's a claw stuck in his face. It wouldn't come out, so I literally had to pull the claw out. So he can do damage. He's quite big, but he's so those breeds are so docile. You can handle them quite a lot, and they're really nice. It's only unless sometimes he needs a good brush because his fur gets really knotty.
Yeah,
and that pulls at his skin a bit, and he gets a bit angry, and he tries to swipe you. So you have to get a towel around him and stuff. But on the whole, he's very docile.
I'm guessing that would be a beach towel or a bath sheet.
Yeah, a big towel.
Posh people call them. Yeah. You're not using a tea towel from the kitchen for that cat, do you? No. So, Mr. McKeegan, sir, we were discussing earlier on the final experiment, obviously, and I was saying to who was I saying it? Was it Craig or Sick? I can't remember, but I can't believe that Austin and Jaron both went on the same trip as you. They both saw the same things as you. One of them comes back, he's no longer a flat earther, and the other one still is. So, is that just Austin continuing the lie? Or has he even, because I've not looked at Austin's channel for a long time, or is he attempting to make that 24-hour sun fit the flat earth?
He's completely disappeared.
Has he really?
As in, he's not uploaded. He never sort of attempted to reject TFE even afterwards. Like when you've got Dearth saying that, oh, it could be lasers or whatever else. He was like, no, we were there. We were in Antarctica. It was the sun we watched. It wasn't faked in any way. But then, yeah, he's just gone MIA. He did a couple of live streams afterwards, but mostly steering away from flat Earth.
Right.
And the last one I think he put up was, I don't think he did the debate with Jaron.
Yeah.
And I think that was about the last thing he's put up. That was about 4 months ago, and even on like Twitter, he's posted occasionally on Twitter, but nothing arguing flat Earth specifically. So it's almost like he's just gone silent, hoping that someone's going to come up with an explanation that he can try and push.
Oh, so he's maybe taking a back seat, hoping that somebody else is going to do the work for him, kind of thing.
It's just because his 160 IQ can't work out how to.
That's the thing. Jaron wasn't like that, because Witsit was very much about pushing himself as being more intelligent than the rest of us.
Right.
Jaron wasn't like that. So the second that obviously he's sort of probably figured out in his own mind that he's wrong, and he spent his whole time saying he was cleverer than everyone, that's like put him in that defensive position straight away. But Jaron was more about like, let's figure out what's going on here. And he never said, oh, I'm cleverer than all of you or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it must have taken a lot for Jaron to kind of do what he did, because he was one of the biggest flat earth channels, wasn't he? So he's essentially cut off his source of income as well.
Yeah, he's certainly shed a big chunk of his regular audience, but then he has gained a different audience. Not as big, I don't think, but
do you think his experience as a flat earther would make him a good debunker, though, because he can genuinely, his knowledge of their arguments is going to be
so I think he understands obviously their mindset. And he has started doing like TikTok debates on his YouTube channel, where he'll go and just sit on TikTok and have flat earthers come at him, and he sort of is already familiar with those arguments.
Yeah, of course,
from the side of him believing them. So it makes it a lot easier for him to understand, or at least from his perspective, what helped him reconcile reality to and then sort of pass that on. So I think it does help him to some extent. He's just still trying to get his head around certain aspects of it, because obviously he's still fairly new to some parts, but he's getting there.
I haven't really looked on TikTok very much, because I don't really like it.
How come you take the piss out of me but not him? What's that about?
Because I haven't got an accent.
No,
you know nothing.
It sounds just regular.
For what you do for a living, John. I asked this to Emma earlier, because Emma Thorne does some acting work.
Right.
And that's like my secret kind of, I'd love to be an actor.
Right.
I don't know what, I just think it would be good fun, and it would be enjoyable. I'd love to try it, right?
It's never too late.
So I was speaking to Emma about it, and because I spoke to somebody about it before, and they said, you should just try it, just sign up to an agency, you might get some extra, whatever. And I was speaking to somebody on DMs from one of these agencies, and they basically said, can you do an American accent? And I said, well, no, not really. I said, well, I'm not in America. Does that matter? And they said that it's actually quite important for somebody to be an actor and get like good work. You have to be able to do a plausible American accent.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah, I do a bit of TV work over here, and there's a studio about an hour and a half away from me where I do some work, and a lot of it is improv scenarios. Although you're given the scenario, you just have to act it out whilst they film you. And so because I'm in America talking to Americans, I just put on an American accent. Hey, I need you to go down here and go and do this. You know, so I put it on, and it does help.
But do you think living there helps with that? Because Emma said something which I found very interesting, and she said her American accent, is good enough to pretend to be an American in a British production.
Yes.
But she said it's not good enough. She said, you know, I couldn't be in the next Marvel movie because my American accent isn't good enough to fool Americans.
So I've got 3 stories, very quick. I agree with her because I act here as well. When I used to do in the UK a lot of musical theatre, and a lot of musicals are set in the USA. So I would do I could do a passable Brit doing an American accent, and people there would be like, "Oh yeah, he sounds American." That's story 1. Story 2, an American lady came to see me in a show in the UK where I had an American accent, and she genuinely thought I was from America.
Really?
So that's nice. But here, it's horrible doing an accent over here because you're surrounded by the folks who have that accent. So there's extra pressure.
Added.
And that was the terrifying thing. At my very first show, I had to play an American man on stage, and after the show, you know, the audience meet you, and I started talking, and they were genuinely surprised that I had a British accent.
Because I said this to Emma earlier as well. Tom Holland, wasn't it?
Yes.
Played Spider-Man. I just thought he was American.
And Andrew Garfield as well.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield, I don't know, there's something about I don't like his face.
No, I don't think
I haven't even watched those Spider-Man films, but I honestly thought Tom Holland was American. To me, it sounded flawless. Because when I heard him speaking first, I was like, oh, cool, he can do a British accent really well.
And
what's her face? Millie Bobby Brown as well. I thought she was American.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to you know, when Stranger Things first came out, I loved it. I wanted to adopt her.
She's married to Bon Jovi's son.
But you know now, I wouldn't want to get trapped in a room with her. I think I'd kill her.
I now, for my own safety, have to have an American accent sometimes. Because I'm an immigrant in a country where they are deporting immigrants.
I obviously, I don't want to get too, because things are very tense over there right now. But what's it like for you? Meaning, historically, you're a white guy. You should be fine.
Right.
But that's not even the case. But you've also got the dazzling British accent, which makes every girl flutter their eyelashes. So how
it does
that's going to work in your advantage.
However, a lot of these agents aren't women that like a British accent, so I'm screwed.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Good point.
Because when I was over there, I stayed in New Jersey, so it was New Jersey, New York, Atlantic City. That so everyone loved me just because of the way I spoke. One girl,
exotic.
I was exotic. So we were in a liquor store, John, right? And it was my turn. I went up to the cash register, and the young lady very politely said, "Can I get you anything else?" I said, "No, that's everything, thank you." And she went, "Oh, I love your accent." I said, "Oh yeah, I'm Welsh." And she went, "Where the grape juice comes from?"
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things.
Yeah. Hey, all right.
You should shave your head once. You should do it.
You should. Yeah, sure. If this ever goes, I'm going there. But no, all right. So, Mr. Gray, can you do that thing where you get that high pitched voice and you call the people?
What? I have no idea. I've been at work. I've missed conversations. So I don't know.
Where you're like, I'm 3, nearly 6. That thing.
3, nearly 6.
I knew that's
Tiny Tim.
I knew.
He's trying to say you look like Tiny Tim.
Who the are you looking
he's a ginger guy, and he does this kid's voice, and he prank calls. Like he'll ring up like a catering firm as a 4-year-old and try to order like 500 cupcakes.
I definitely don't do that.
No, he
I just
does.
It was just your accent kind of struck me a little bit as his non-Tiny Tim voice. That's all.
I don't know whether to be happy about it or offended about it myself.
Yeah, see, that's really interesting. See, where's Mr. Gray from, Toon? What accent is he speaking with?
The Queen's accent.
No,
King's
he's
accent.
Welsh. He's Welsh.
We have a king now.
Oh, that's right. I'm a little behind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's just as Welsh as I am.
I'm the only other Welsh bald person on YouTube, I reckon.
Are you?
Probably.
Nah, probably not. No, probably
Well,
not.
no, a lot of Welsh people are bald.
All right.
Did you go bald accidentally or on purpose, which turned into...
Oh, me? I shaved my head for many times in my late teens, and then about
because you thought it looked cool.
Because I thought it looked cool.
That's why
when I was
started
22
doing
years.
that.
When I was 22 years old, I thought, bugger, I'm going to grow it back. I let it go. I thought, oh shit, it's not coming back, and that was the end of that.
That's exactly what it was with me. I started shaving my head because I thought, oh, it looks cool. It makes you look scary. And then when I was probably about Callum's age, coming up to 30, I thought, I've been bald now since I was 20. I want hair again now.
Luckily, it skips a generation, so I've got luscious locks.
Yeah.
Not only that, though,
anyway.
you don't age when you're bald. I've looked like this since
That's
my early
true.
20s. You know, so you don't age, I reckon. You go
That-
gray, you go a bit white. and that's
That-
about it.
the Olympic wreath around the back
Nah.
looks old.
Shave it off.
All bald.
Yeah.
You're perpetually 30.
Yeah,
Nobody
we
wants a
call-
Homer Simpson cut.
See,
Yeah,
I call
so-
that old man pasties. Now, American people probably don't even know what a pasty is, but that sort of old man, just, round the back and the sides.
Yeah.
Looks like you got, like, what was that guy from Star Trek with the dodgy
Geordie
thing with his
LaForge.
eyes?
Geordie LaForge.
Geordie LaForge,
Yeah,
sorry.
put that on backwards. That's
Oh.
old man pasties.
Yeah, if you got that and you're still like, oh, I'm still in my prime, shave it
Yeah.
off, trust me.
If I've got a hat on in my video, it's generally because I can't be asked to shave my head and I got pasties going on. And nobody's seeing that.
Do you remember when we hadn't long started doing these live streams and I wear a hat all the time and someone commented saying, oh, Callum trying to sneakily wear a hat like we don't know he's bald. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah. Callum's
I'm
got
proud of
his
this
hair,
hairline.
my hair, he's got everyone's hair.
Yeah.
The rest of us are bald because it's all on Callum's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a mate of mine and he wears a hat all the time, but when he takes it off, he's gone completely there. But he got it on the sides. I'm like, just shave it off. Everyone
Yeah.
knows you're bald. You're not hiding
Now-
nothing.
Now, if you
Everyone
notice,
knows.
I was going to say, if you notice something, you're not bald. You've just moved it from here to here.
I just got an extremely
That's true.
Gravity
That's the
took
thing.
over.
If you're
I-
bald and you shave, you look like a baked bean. So you got to have something there. You got to.
or an egg.
Or an egg. Yeah, you got to.
I saw
please.
the bust of Greek philosophers, and I was like,
Exactly.
that.
Everyone
That's what I
loves
want.
the Greek philosophers of old. You know,
I saw
Nobody likes
Socrates and was
Caligula with
like,
all his hair.
that's fire.
do you think, though, that not everybody should be bald, Mr. Gray? Because
I-
like Nathan Oakley, for example, he looks like a ball bag with teeth.
Oh, I've seen him recently. Yes, I have seen him recently, and I was a bit surprised.
It's not a good look.
That's my statement that not everyone should shave their head.
I'm sorry. I have to
Check
ask this
the
about
shape of
Oakley.
it first.
I don't cover Oakley's stuff, but you guys do. So what is up with this whole like sitting in his chair like fucking?
He's trying to be a James Bond villain.
Like he's fucking Dr. No or some shit.
Yeah, I
It's
had a
like-
cat onto his lap in the last video I made, but because that's all that was missing.
He's more like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers.
Do you know what I think it is?
No,
right? There's
no,
this
no,
thing that
MC
I've
Toon. I
seen
expect him to die.
Yeah, if you want to act like a
That's it.
psychopath,
Yeah.
right? If you want to act like a psychopath, things like don't blink, don't gesture when you talk. So it's the theory is that if you speak to somebody and you don't move anything other than your mouth, that's very unnerving. And I think that's what Nathan Oakley is going for.
He's going for the
Either
Heaven's
that, he's
Gate
been
look.
watching Austin Powers and he's a really big bloody Dr. Evil fanboy. All
Yeah.
he's missing is the grey suit.
So it's not just that though, because people are like, well, he looks like Uncle Fester.
Oh, I've got that, don't worry.
Right? He,
I got that covered.
he looks like Sloth from the
The Goonies?
Goonies.
Frat.
But I think he's going for when he's got to get the forehead isn't quite there yet, but he's going for Ferengi. He wants to be. He's Damon Oakley. So in my thumbnails, his teeth are terrible. I don't know why his teeth are so terrible, but I've taken his horrible teeth and replaced them with better teeth, Ferengi teeth.
Hello.
Another baldy.
It's my mission today to bring everybody on when they're least expecting it, and that worked well. How
Got us on the same.
are you, sir?
Not so bad, mate. I know. Notice you got the same. Same haircuts on the same side of the screen.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these.
How we all doing?
I've never been hair shamed before. That's crazy. I love it. Bring it on.
Oh, dude.
We're all just jealous. We are, Mike. That's what it is.
I do keep saying I can grow mine. I can.
Yeah.
In a jar downstairs, maybe. But
yeah.
I want to see Toon with a beard. You need to grow that beard out, man.
My dad has a beard. My son has a beard. I hate it. It's when I go a couple days. I'm a couple days from shaving. I hate it.
Come on,
but it's
too
clear.
baby faced.
My hair. Can you see it? You can't. I've got 3 days here. You can hardly see it. It just looks like I'm dirty.
My brother's only a year younger than me, and my brother's really olive-skinned, right? I'm sure the coal man was Greek or something, right?
Yeah.
And my brother can shave with a rough tea towel like once a fortnight. He just doesn't get facial hair. And if he does let it grow out, he gets like 2 weird patches by ear. So he looks like he's got a vagina on each cheek and just a little sort of like 7 hairs on his chin. Mustache? I got my mustache and his. But by looking at him and how dark skinned he is, you'd think that if he shaves at 8 a.m., he's due to shave again by midday. But not once a fortnight with a rough towel.
That's all good.
Fine.
Do your guys does it come in patchy? Cats, Toon? Does the beard come in patchy, or do you have like a good solid?
Yeah,
solid.
Awesome.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I've never tried to grow it as long as yours, but yeah, there's no gaps. Good solid beard. More hair down here than up here.
Having vaginas on my brother's cheeks, my soul patch has become more of a soul splat. Now it's getting a bit big, isn't it? Wide. Looks like a porn star's minge. I don't know what's going on.
It didn't used to be that, did it? And you had something sticky on your chin.
I'm not sure where I got it. I only stick it on the phone.
You turn on Creaky and you're like, Riley Reid?
Yeah, I got a zit I have underneath my top lip, so I just stuck this on.
There you go.
How you did. No, I'm going full Three Musketeers, I think. Full D'Artagnan.
So I'm gonna head out. I was only here just for cats to get a little bit of time with screen time with cats, because that's what I live for.
Nice to see you again, though, mate. Nice to see you.
Yeah,
it's good to see you.
Sorry for being late, Creaky, but thank you for having me.
You wait till I make my next video.
That's
safe and be safe up there, dude.
Thank you, Mike. It was very nice of you to join me. I know the time difference makes it a pain in the bum.
Yeah. I got it. Back to work, everybody. All right, I'll see you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Take care.
Later.
Salam. Bye. Oh, hang on.
Oh, you just.
He's only just got you, and I've binned him off already.
And that's another Cats today.
What's new thing, Cats? What? Where are you with world domination?
Oh, just what in general? I'm just plugging away, mate. Mainly, just treating YouTube as a bit of a hobby, 1 video a week.
Yeah,
that's it really. And then the rest of it is just having good times, living life and all that. So can't complain.
And watching Blackburn lose football or something. Dan said he
said to mention about how bad Blackburn.
Yeah.
He said I never liked him.
Well,
but I can't talk about football.
Be careful with those world domination claims. Trump will put a tariff on you.
Yeah, what's going on over there? It all seems to be going. Just before I came into the stream here, like you open up Edge and like you get like news headlines, like really clickable news headlines that you. So I haven't clicked on it, so it might be all bullshit. But it showed some kind of like weird supersonic speaker saying they've been using like sonic weapons on protesters. Is that true?
Yes. They're crowd dispersal weapons that utilize audio frequencies in order to break up groups and force them to move away. And they've been employing those. They've also been employing non-lethal high velocity I would say rounds, basically firing those that they can do a lot of damage, and if you hit someone right, they don't function like bullets from a gun, but they are still projectiles.
Yeah,
they've been doing that. It's absolutely insane. We do now have, I think we do now have enough confirmation that the reason all this is happening is because the president's administration is attacking specific areas in swing states in order to manipulate the election, in order to either force a reason to try and delay the midterms because they know they're going to lose, or to cancel them altogether by invoking the Insurrection Act and doing something like that. But this has all been like all of this. The reason like Alex Preddy and the reason why Renee Good died, even though they're the absolute monsters that took their lives. And I mean, that's just like incompetence. And just those atrocities occurred. The ultimate reason they happened was because this administration does not want the elections to happen because they know they're going to lose. That's the whole reason why.
And are the midterms, because I'm not American, but are they like our council elections where basically you can lose power and the ability to push through what you want?
Lose power in Congress, exactly. So like they're coming up this November, and the way things are going, already, I think that the new budget that they're trying to pass, that the Republicans wanted to pass for ICE, is not going to pass because the Democrats are all united, and they're going to shut that down because of what happened with Alex Preddy. It should have happened after Renee Good, but I don't know why it took 2 lives to do that. But it's the opportunity for one side, and I hate that we're a 2-party system, but it's the opportunity for one side to reestablish power, controlling power in both in the House and the Senate. And so if we can do that, I think we'll be in good shape. But you're
getting blamed for everything tonight, JL. I don't even know what you've said.
I'm the
based on that guy's name, he's Welsh.
I guess I understand that we were talking about this earlier, and I understand that politics is a sensitive issue, and for a lot of people it's a gross issue. It's probably we're stuck in that mire where, and I think it even applies to y'all being across the pond. It because the implications of what can go down with the EU, given the rhetoric of this administration, can have roll down effects. Like massive roll down effects for all of you as well, as interconnected globally as we are economically. And so by not having the conversation or refusing to engage about it feels almost like complicity to me. And so we need to be able to talk about it. We need to be able to address it and not engage in like conspiratorial thinking or blah, 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 but we have to be able to call it out. And I know that a lot of people don't like it because they don't like to be reminded about it, but I think that's the key. They don't want you. They want it to be so uncomfortable that they don't want you talking about it because they don't want you thinking about it because they'd rather you sit there, be quiet, be entertained by other stuff instead of dealing with the stuff because this is hard and it's gross and it's, lasting. So it's just, we have to be willing to do it no matter how uncomfortable it makes people because it affects our lives. It affects Creaky. It affects his family. It affects Cats. It affects your family. It affects Simon Dan. It affects me. It affects Team. It affects all of us. Toon. All of us are feeling it. And, united, we have to be able to have this voice and discuss these things, if we're going to stop it.
Discussion and discourse is important, especially around political topics, which, like I say, a lot of people don't want to get into. But discourse is the only weapon really anybody has, isn't it? Other than the
I know
vote.
you guys don't want to see your country go to war. You guys don't want to see like all of a sudden like the entire the remainder of NATO suddenly taking up arms against America over Greenland. That's wild. It's like, what? I mean, think about the lasting, and not to mention what happens if America gets cut out of the the European market. Denmark cuts us off from insulin and Ozempic now because apparently that's a huge thing here. But the lasting implications are insane. And then what does it force y'all to do? in order to compensate for what you lose by no longer having America as a part of the global market. Who do you have to go to? China and Russia as being the other two major powers. So it's like, and the ramifications of that, it's just absolutely bonkers. And so because it hits all of us equally, no matter where you are in the world, it's a global conversation. And I'm glad to see the leaders of NATO, and I have profound respect for all of y'all, that for the leaders of NATO who stood up and I literally told our president to literally go fuck himself. So
I don't think he appreciated that, did he?
No, he did not. I love that picture. There's this picture that hit the internet of at the what is it, the Federal Economic or the Economic Forum, the what is it, FEMOS or whatever it's called. But he's sitting there at a table, and all of the other leaders are all like hobnobbing, glad handing, talking about it like that, but they're all in the background, and he is sitting at a table alone because nobody wants to deal with him.
It's like the Witsit. It's like Witsit was at Monday Debate. The Witsit of politics.
We have an Austin Witsit in the office. Only it's just terrible. It's just
which
awful.
is a shame to say the least. But there we are.
We have to ask Katz the important question, because
you've just taken the words out of my mouth, because I am mindful of that. I don't know how this is going to work, but I think at 7:30, I think the stream is just going to automatically end and redirect everyone to my 1000th video. So
nice.
So the Katz isn't the only one left out. Today, time travel is real. Okay, but you can only observe. You can't interact. You can't speak to people. You can't do anything. Are you traveling back in time, or are you going ahead? And how far are you going in either direction, and why?
Oh, God. First of all, if I was going back in time, if I would go back to, I mean, I'm not religious or anything like that, but I would go back to the time supposedly when Jesus was performing his stuff, so I could see what the fuck was going on. Has that been said before?
Third person to answer.
Third person.
Yeah.
If I was going forward, I mean, I don't know how far. I think just hopefully to a point where we are out there in the colonizing other planets. I don't know how far that would be, but just to see see what it's like.
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to go ahead 500 years to see what we've achieved. What does humanity look like in 500 years?
Yeah.
Will I get there and there's nothing because we've already destroyed everything because we seem really good at doing that? Or am I going to get there and it's all flying cars and, that kind of thing? I've just got this fascination with what's going to happen rather than, because I think historically speaking, I know there's gaps in history, but we know a lot about what's already happened because it's already, people were there, people told other people and they, but, if you could interact, obviously I'd go back to last week and just find out what this week's lottery numbers are. But assuming that you can't interact, I think going forward for me would be more interesting. But you, Emma, and who was the other person who said it? It was you, JL, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was me. Yeah.
Would go back to the time of Jesus to see, but what was he actually there?
Yeah.
Was he,
what was going on? Yeah.
What the Bible says he was? Did he get buried in a cave? Did he rise from the dead? All that kind of thing. But I just thought it was a very interesting thought.
Given the extreme influence, given the extreme influence on human history that particular myth has had, I would want to go back and confirm that. It's kind of like I've got to see what happened. I mean,
and imagine how much you said yourself you felt like an asshole. Imagine how much of an asshole you'd feel like if you go back and turns out they were right all along and we are wrong. That would be my luck.
Here's the crazy thing. That would just be here's the wild thing. That would just be my subjective internal experience. Because I say I did this and I got the opportunity to go back and I saw that happened. If I come back to the future and I tell people, it's like if I come back and I'm like, you won't believe it, I can't prove that to them.
Yeah, you're just going to be another nutter.
I'd just be exactly. It's like so it would be sufficient for me because I witnessed it myself, but I can't convince anybody of this. And that is the fundamental break, is that we're talking about individuals that are interpreting a subjective internal experience the way they interpret it. And why are they interpreting it that way? Because they can't confirm that. They can't prove it to us. And so how do they eliminate that bias? And so I would literally be in the same issue, you know? I'd be in the same situation.
Yeah. Unless you took a camera with you. Which would make you stand out. But no, you're an observer. They can't see you. You're an observer, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, fly on the wall. You can't.
Yeah. But it's been interesting. Pretty much, it's only me that said they wanted to go forward.
No, someone else did too.
Dan and Dave both said they'd go back.
Yeah, I think it was only
Emma went back. JL went back. Cats would go back. Plan a walk.
Yeah,
that was 8 o'clock this morning. I can barely remember.
Yeah, I know. I think maybe it was Plan a Walk who said they'd go forward.
Yeah, maybe.
And I was listening to Plan a Walk.
You okay?
Sorry, I'm just saying I was listening to that this morning. I've been listening throughout the day while I've been working, but I've been having to have like intermittent breaks because I've been at work. So if I've had like little meetings, so I did listen to the Plan a Walk discussion, and I've listened to virtually everybody, but there's been chunks I've missed, so I missed the answer to that question.
Yeah, Plan a Walk said forward. Yeah, I
so I think it was just you two.
Yeah, it was just me and Plan a Walk who said we go for. But with me, it's just I'm terrible. Like JL was talking about movies earlier and said I don't want to give any spoilers. I want the spoilers. If I'm watching a box set, I will go looking for clips to find out what's going to be happening.
That's mental.
No way.
I cannot help myself.
I'd be afraid of going forward and seeing like going forward in time and seeing like a gray goo scenario. Like there's nothing that like it's just like a ball of nanites because the nanites got out of control. They consumed all the resources and it's just a gray goose. And it was like, oh wow, it's all gone. Like there's nothing left. So I mean that I don't want that kind of spoiler because now I'm sitting here going like it's all gonna end. It's all gonna end.
Just like we said earlier, if you get there and it is like that, then you'll live the rest of your life in crippling paranoia that it's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's like a lose-lose if it's...
What are your thoughts on AI? Are you an AI adopter? Have you sort of decided, no, I hate AI, it's too much, I don't want anything to do with it, or...
No, I use it a lot. But I use it for personal use and I use it for work as well, and it's been extremely useful for both. But it's also been a little bit clumsy. My issue with AI, and I'm sure everybody will have said similar things, but it is getting to the point where, if not now, in a couple of years, somebody could put something out there, government could put something out there as propaganda or whatever, and it's just going to be impossible to tell as a viewer. It's going to be impossible. Did this politician really say that? Did that guy really do this in another country? You know, it's going to be really difficult. That does worry me. That.
Yeah, because you know what one concern. Well, maybe it's a concern. I don't know. Is the video generation capabilities today? How long is it going to be before one of us appears saying something that we've never said?
Creaky, you brought up the Orville.
Yeah.
And there was an episode where they talked about that, where it's as a part of one of the civilizations of the reptilia, the bad guys. I can't remember what they were called, but that was like a naturally accepted part of their political process, was generating fake AI propaganda pieces to as mudslinging against the other person, and nobody could tell what was real. So it just created chaos, and eventually that's just the way that was their political system.
Yeah,
and that's where it looks like that's potentially where we could be heading.
Yeah, it is frightening. It really is. I mean, I've seen some videos that, okay, maybe on like the second take, I'm like, oh yeah, of course that's AI. But just the first time watching it, thinking, bloody hell, I need to see that again. Just to check. And I'm aware of what AI can do. Imagine people 20, 30 years older than us, how easily they'll be right now, easily they'll be fooled into believing things are real.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.